What's up, everyone? I'm going to be breaking down an 8-figure pet care brand's funnel. I'm going to show you why their ad creatives are working and go through their entire funnel and dissect it from a CRO perspective, and just show you what you can implement into your own pages to increase conversions and AOV and customer lifetime value to scale your brand. So to start things off, this is their ad creative. This is for a brand called Woofs, and as you can see, it's drawn in this MS Paint style, which is a scroll stopper. This is a a pattern interrupt hook because it's using this hand-drawn style. Humans are on vacation, implying that, hey, this is the dog that drew this, and it's if you're in the pet care niche. Usually all the brands are trying to be just use kind of like very clean imagery because this is a supplement, this is a healthcare focused product, and you don't see a lot of these MS Paint hand-drawn creatives. But this works because this is a pet care brand, and it's just very playful and very fun. And I know that it works because they've been running this ad for almost 2 months now, and they have a bunch of different variations on it. On the Meta Ads library, it's still active, so it is definitely printing them money. Now, the focal point of this is the $9.99 offer, of course. So this is for the first order. This is an intro offer. And they're using some scarcity to hurry because it's limited time only. And then also they have still have the trust indicators. They have some credibility here in the actual text of the ad. So formulated by experts, backed by research, recommended by orthopedic surgeons, and loved by dog parents. And now, when you click on the creative, once you go into the page, you're thrown into a quiz funnel. So here you can just select your dog's weight. You go over and it's very simple. You click on whatever you click, you're still sent to the same page. And so why does it work? Why is it here? Why is this a 2-step funnel? First, there you make a micro commitment, and this boosts engagement. So when you ask what's your dog's weight, you get invested. This reduces psychological resistance, and you this is just a very small step that leads you further into the funnel and hooks you in. And instead of just landing on the page and bouncing, you've already made this decision because you're thinking about your dog, and you click on their weight. And so this invests you. This is very powerful to invest you because it's just a simple click. You don't have to do anything else like enter your email or enter your name or anything like that. But it still hooks you in all the same. And then this is a personalization primer for the sales page. So this has some functionality. Depending on whatever weight you select, the frequency of the subscription changes. And so instead of having to think about it, and when you go to the very end of the funnel, and then having to bounce, you make this decision here, and then by the end of it, you don't have to just think about it, and they've pre-selected automatically how many chews and how often the dosage you need to get to be sent. And then you get thrown into this hero section, where also this page is built fully on mobile. This is how it looks on the desktop version. I suppose it works for them. They like almost all of their customers are using mobile, I suppose, because I haven't found a version of this landing page that's on desktop. So the hero, it looks like this. There's the headline, 80% off, 5 free gifts. An image of a happy dog, and then also reinstating that you're getting 5 free gifts. In the hero section, the hero image, and then this banner here as well. This is great because it's congruent to the actual ad messaging, it instantly talks about, hey, you're getting this this exclusive $9.99 deal. This is obviously a strong value proposition because the headline, it highlights your 80% off. The fact that you're getting 5 free gifts that are worth almost $200, and it instantly communicates a higher perceived value. The price anchor is $1.99, and it really makes the $10 offer feel like a major deal. Then you have a clear and oriented CTA, which is just claim exclusive deal, $9.99. Again, you're when you're speaking about this in the creative if you're running this type of offer landing page, you need to frame the CTA around this deal, of course, not just have something, don't have something generic like buy now. Again, claim the exclusive $9.99 deal. It is as clear as it gets. And then you have social proof and trust, which is over 5 million tubs delivered, very powerful. 5 million people bought it, right? 5 million units have been shipped. Of course, it just adds a lot of credibility to the brand, and it shows that it's very popular and it's trustworthy at scale. This also reduces hesitation for first-time buyers. Then scrolling down, you have a comparison section, a comparison chat. Also, you have these to build trust even further. Daily Mail. I don't know any of these other publications, but instead of just showing logos of these, they've also added in quotes from each publication, because instead of just having a bunch of logos scroll through, which a lot of brands do, where, oh yeah, we've been mentioned in Forbes, and when you Google them, well, no, you haven't. The quotes just add more credibility and trust to it. So then for the comparison chart, again, very powerful, because you can, it just simplifies everything down, and because you're selling through logic, where you have your brand and then you compare it to the others. And it's very easy to do it because you have a comparison chart. Here's us and here's them, and here's why we're better. So it's cheaper, well, more like budget friendly rather. It's clinically studied. They kind of phrase it in an interesting way, where they're actually in the final stages of a clinical study. So they're actually not. But no other brand has publicly available studies. Neither do these guys, but if you phrase it that you're in the final stages and you actually are, then that's also kind of builds trust. But this is a cheeky way, I would say. There's this NASC partner, which they are, and very few brands pass the rigorous standards, which they have passed. And then the total ingredients per serving is almost double than the others, so it's a lot really packed. And so here they're really controlling the narrative, especially for the clinical studies, and they get to play their cards in their favor to show you their biggest strengths where they have them, instead of they control the narrative. So instead of you just having to compare these by yourself to Google, Wolf's versus whatever brand their competitor is, you take a look at this chart, and they help you make up your mind. And this also simplifies the decision making, because everything is really at one glance, and there's a lot less cognitive load when it's laid out simply like this. And it increases conversions, because there's, the less friction you have, the higher chances are of a customer converting. Then they have a bunch of these benefit sections, where it's, underneath, they have one where it's an accordion. Then you scroll down further, they have another one where it's just laid out in a simpler way. Then another one with badges like this, and another benefit section. and really all of these kind of talk really about the same thing, but kind of they have slightly different messaging. So, for example, like, basically what I said here is that each section essentially has the same core idea, but it matches where the customer is in the buyer's journey. Yeah, so this builds trust and authority, and you want to have these kind of really going harder on the credibility the higher up the page this kind of section is. And then, if you scroll down, they have a simpler one where it's this kind of angle is talking more about the ingredients and the formula, and there is and the lower you go, they're talking about personalization, and also again reinstating high standards for being FDA approved, and so also the benefit of having multiple of these sections with kind of different angles. You're basically repeating basically the same points, but you this kind of ensures that the skimmers, most people skim through your page, and this ensures that they read the information you want them to read, and nothing misses the point. It doesn't matter how deep you scroll or if you're an attentive reader or not. Then they have this data section where it's they did an independent survey and saw that 99% of people saw a positive impact on their pets' mobility, reduced comfort, noticed their pups were happier, and they would recommend to friends and family. This works because this is quantitative proof. Instead of just saying, most people saw an impact. This is very vague. Instead of 99% out of the however many, the 200 they surveyed. Also, it's what people report after 90 days of consistent use. Very important, because this is a intro offer for a subscription high LTV offer. So, if you subscribe for 90 days, this is what you're going to notice for consistent use. Also, high scale social validation. So things like, and here they're focusing on key outcomes. So, what people care about: improved joint health, the main focus of the product, reduce discomfort, improved mood, and would they recommend to others. So this is a really powerful section. You can just straight up run a survey if you have the traffic on your website. The N equals 200. This is they've surveyed 200 people, and this is what they got out of it. Don't make stuff up with this, because if you don't, you just pull out these numbers out of thin air. And then they have an order call to action where it's a strong headline and then a bunch of scarcity elements. Why does this headline work? Meet the #1 highest reviewed hip and joint supplement for dogs. So they're leveraging social proof because it's #1 highest reviewed, and it clearly defines a product, just gives you people that clarity. It's great for add to page messaging and obviously SEO, because you clearly state what this is. And then the scarcity elements, there's the order by July 30th, which today is that date, to secure the best pricing ever. If it's an offer page, it's okay to do these scarcity elements. Go hard on these, because that's kind of the main point, to get people in through the door and then charge them more on the recurring subscriptions. Save up to 80% on the first order. They're going hard at it. Then you have the mystery gift. Again, reinstating that this is $200 worth of value that you get for free. It ships in 24 hours, and there's 16 orders at this price remaining. Well, obviously there's not, because it resets, but it's working for them, and you got to be careful to test these things out. It works for this kind of offer. If you're running, a higher ticket and not a subscription offer, obviously you need to know your market and just not throw, go through a funnel and see, this must work for them, this is going to work for my brand. might not. You got to be careful with scarcity. And then they have this call to action, again, very clear: get started for $9.99, and they have a risk reversal of a 90-day money back guarantee. Yeah, and then you go to their buy box, and first they have optimized image creatives, which I go over probably in every single video I make. But basically what they did is they just took their entire landing page, and they really just broke down each section into its own image. Maybe somebody just barely skimmed their entire page, but then if they go through these images, they're going to get the gist of it. Yeah, and as you can see, the quantity and the shipping time is already pre-selected. So if your dog is bigger, then you might get the order shipped every 2 weeks, or if it's smaller, then you're gonna get one order of 30 chews shipped out every month. And this is what you selected in the first stage, in the first step of the quiz funnel. And then the 5 times mystery gifts offer. This is something cool and unique that I think they're the first ones to do, or at least the first brand that I saw implement something like this. So if you know anything about subscription offers, usually at months 4 and 5, people drop off, and it's called subscription churn. Usually most people subscribe for 90 days, for 3 months. But then by including the 5 free mystery gifts, it's very intriguing. With each month, each order, you're getting something new, and you're intrigued to stay in the loop for longer. And instead of 3 months, go for 5 to get all of these gifts and stay in their subscription funnel for longer. And then when you click proceed to checkout, very simple, 1-page checkout page, fill out your info, complete checkout. Also, they have this is a really simple change, secret sauce for anybody that made it so this far to the video. This is just a PNG. They have their logo. They have a social proof section, trusted by 770k parents, and a few few benefits useful for the checkout. So fast shipping, 90-day guarantee, and secure checkout. You can just straight up mock something up in Figma or in Canva and set it as your checkout header. And this is very powerful and a very simple way to increase conversion. For watching, if you found this useful, drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and be on the lookout for new videos.